Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm starting a new series. This series is going to be called D&D Campaign Diaries. Stick with it. So for this first episode, I want to make it an introduction. This isn't even an episode of stuff that happened. So basically, how this new series is going to work is I run a campaign, and I'm going to tell you what's going on, tell you everything that my players know, everything that I know, and maybe you guys can pick up tips, tricks, and I can learn from my own mistakes. Alright, starting off, we're just going to start off with backstories of everyone. So we have 4 characters and the game master, myself. So 5 players, 4 of which are PCs, and we have 2 half-elves, 1 human, and 1 dwarf. Quite the mix, quite the mix, quite the mix. 2 half-elves. First one, Carol Baskin. Yes, Carol Baskin. My sister thought it would be great and funny to name a character Carol Baskin, and that character is also a male half-elf. Male half-elf, warlock, Carol Baskin, Pact of the Fiend. Alright, and then the other half-elf's name is Peleus Romero. Or Peleus, sorry, Peleus Romero. Peleus Romero, and is a half-elf bard. The dwarven character is Gwenloda Holderheck, which is a dwarven fighter. And the human's name is Joker. Joker is a human blood hunter. Cool. So first thing we're going to start off with is backstories. So Carol Baskin and Peleus Romero are 2 brothers who chose very different paths after leaving their home. They went out and explored the world. Both of them started as good children, and Carol lost sight of his good nature and turned sour over time. Visited in a dream by a demon. The demon promised him great power in exchange for the soul and stewardship of the half-elf, and he began to receive messages from the demon, whether it be instructions for another quest or the demon providing information that could help Carol stay alive. He needed a way of creating some sort of capital while he was traveling from town to town looking for objects for his patron. He had created a set of marked cards that have come in handy over time. Whether being armed with a crossbow or an eldritch blast, Carol is not to be overlooked on and off the battlefield. His brother, on the other hand, turned to music to gain salvation of his soul. Being known as a well-regarded musician, it wasn't long until the circus recruited him. Peleus, being an individual who desires both greed and fame, it was a perfect way for him to achieve both. While in the circus, he began taking a liking to knife throwers. He then was trained in the ways of throwing daggers. He later found that his music had become magical in nature. The way he played his lute not only made the ladies swoon over him, but it also gave him the ability to bend the physical world to his magical needs. Next up we have, those are the 2 brothers. Then we have Gunloda Holderheck, was a dwarfen woman of great physical power. She wasn't just strong, but she was determined. She began life as a simple warrior in the clan of Holderheck, and she later found love for darker things than life. She left her clan in order to fit her own carnal desires. She began as a willing and formidable enforcer. The local criminal organization gave her an offer she couldn't refuse. She began helping with ambushers of merchant caravans coming across the highways. She would stand out in front with her shield and hand axe, stopping the caravan dead in its tracks, and then the kill squad came in and began to rob the merchants, leaving plenty of witnesses. But if it was up to Gunloda, there wouldn't be any witnesses left to tell the tale. She was clever enough to stay out of the confines of the law. At least, that's what she truly believes. Many of the true criminals know that the law enforcement was too scared to try and apprehend her. She left the criminal gang behind because they were not ruthless enough for her needs. She then became a freelancer of many different odds and ends, usually ending in much bloodshed. She soon made friends with a human named Joker. He was not an average fighter. He took much pride in his scars. It wasn't that he enjoyed being hurt, but he knew that he needed to be hurt in order to be as powerful as he dreamed of being. Armed with a pepper box and a dagger, he had a chilling strike after harming himself in battle. He was greedy in his own way. He doesn't always want money. He sometimes can fuel his desire in material objects. Sometimes a trophy of a kill or a weapon off of a dead foe. He is always looking toward honing his craft and becoming more deadly and dangerous. So, realizing that the money had dried up and the towns are now aware of the schemes he pulls, Carol decided that it was time to sail away to a new land and gain more wealth and power. Not only was he feeling drawn to Nartora, side note, world I made for this campaign to take place in. But her demonic patron was drawn to Nartora for her own desires, but her demonic patron told her to go, and she will be rewarded. He will be well rewarded. His brother on the other side of the world became bored of the circus and left it for greater fame and fortune. Man, there's a buttload of typos in this. He realized that Nartora was the place to achieve such a dream. Gunloda and Joker, who have worked together for such a long time, realized that they could benefit from the new world that doesn't know of their evil deeds. All four of these heroes traveled to the port and boarded the same boat. The captain, a Goatman monk, wasn't the greatest sailor, but he was the bravest to travel out of their known world and most recently discovered supercontinent of Nartora. Four met up on the boat, and the brothers, while glad to meet each other, understood the differences in their pasts. Joker and Gunloda found them as being the perfect duo to help them in their endeavors. They witnessed the magic of the two brothers. Not only were they using magic that Joker and Gunloda had no way of knowing or harnessing. However, they could also see the value and diversity that these two half-elves could provide. So, that's the background of how these people all met. Now, important things to know about where this adventure is taking place. They are going to be dropped off in the country of Wagorli, which is a country that I made up, as you can tell by the name probably. But the country of Wagorli is only a peninsula. It is a peninsula. And fairly mild weather. They're coming into the city of Unda. But first off, other notes on the country of Wagorli. They are mountains to the east. The entire country is a peninsula. It's shaped something like this. And then the mountains are here, blocking it off, kind of secluding it from the rest of the continent. The country's prominent god of choice is Hajj, the god of wisdom, and there are two major temples located in Ogisha, the capital city, and Kautis. Kautis is the town in the mountains, and then there is a small coastal village in the south known as Unda. Actually, not a small coastal village. It is a small town. It is a small town, and it's in the south of the peninsula. So the peninsula is shaped like this. It is in the south. The government, it is a monarchy run by a queen who is a half-elf named Nira. And evil gang, there's an evil gang called the Flaming Serpent. You will find out more about those later. And pretty much have a mix of everybody. As far as demographics are concerned. And yep. So Unda. They arrive in Unda. Well, and they knew about Unda before they arrived there. We're not even getting to them arriving because this is the intro episode. So they know that there's 3 districts to Unda, the small town. There's a historical district to the west, a docks district to the south, and the slums to the east. And they know that the flaming serpent is very prevalent, and there's a mayor of the city. So that's all they know going into this adventure. Stay tuned for the next episode where I talk about their first session in Wagorley. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.